Want some candy?
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. I'm all out of bubblegum.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
I hear you looking for candy, man, bitch.
Give me some sugar, baby. Like scary movies.
Want some candy?
From the highest mountains in the world around. Candy Killers, it's going down. Too funky for some. Films might get lambasted. Cause right now it's time for Awesome Candy Podcast. Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Wow, that was good.
Nicely done.
I damn right.
You had some rhymes in there.
Yeah, dude, that was almost a rap.
Impressive.
I am really stoked. Ladies and gentlemen,
Extraordinaire.
welcome to Monster Candy Podcast. We are back at last. You know, we've been doing a little more regular, but I think we're a little late. We're a little late. I think we're a little off.
No, we should be good.
No.
Oh,
It's
really?
out. Yeah.
We're on time? If it
April
goes up to, all right.
April
we're
had an
record-
extra week, so
So we're recording the day before you all hear this. You'll all hear this tomorrow. Right?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
I'm
I should know that since I'm the one that has to post it. Hi, everybody.
What's up?
Dude, this is good. I'm
I'm
actually
in shock.
You're in
I
shock?
mean, I'm not in shock. I'm just like,
Toxic shock?
I just don't
What?
really have anything to, I feel like, to add after that intro.
That is the
I
most,
feel
yeah,
very unprepared.
I know. There you go. I mean, we're all in the wake of that incredible intro, and now we're just sort of like, oh,
I mean,
We're-
if you haven't been able to tell the person who has taught Shotzi everything she knows about fucking promo,
Oh, wait, you can't do that when she's
it's-
not
It's
here.
the fucking kid. I'll do it while she's here and when she's not here.
Wow.
Okay, well,
God damn
speaking of which, as usual, Shotzi Blackheart is out saving the world from bad wrestling, using everything she apparently learned from Screamin E, vocalist of the Memphis Murder Men and co-host
Question
of
mark
Monster
pick?
Candy
I thought it was
Podcast.
question mark pick, so I'm just saying.
No, there you go.
Fuck.
We're also here with two members of Tsunami Bomb, myself, Dominic Davi, and Oobliette Sparks, who are also co-hosts of Monster Candy Podcast.
Definitely co-host tonight. Jeez.
Yeah.
Officially, Oobliette's name is even in the bios now.
Yeah, like not as a
Oh, is it?
guest. You're not a guest anymore. You are one of us. One of us.
Us.
One
Google
of us.
gobble,
One of
Google
Google
gobble.
gobble. One of
Yes.
You looked a little terrified right there. Like you're like, oh God, what do I
Yeah.
sign
I'm
up for?
growing
Well-
feathers. Oh, fuck.
I just like didn't receive any sort of welcome gift.
I mean,
We're not enough.
I mean, you know,
We
you're
are
so
the
much.
welcome
You're
gift.
so much.
we crossed the
You guys,
streams
are
for you.
so
Oh, yeah.
much.
Uh
Did
yeah.
you say you crossed the streams for me?
We did. We crossed a lot of streams before we had you join us on this podcast. Thank you.
Noted.
Yeah. Well, today we're going to talk about Godzilla versus Kong. Oh shit. I actually saw this movie in a drive-in. How about them
Oh,
apples?
cool.
Yeah, it was actually a lot of fun. I loved it. I loved the experience. It was my first time going to a drive-in for a movie, and I thought a monster movie was appropriate. Not my first time, but first time since I was a kid. So there it is. Like I've been to drive-ins. My first movies I ever saw were in drive-ins. But like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I hadn't done it more. But finally,
I was
I've
lucky
never
enough.
been to one.
A drive-in?
really,
In the Hudson Valley where I live, there's like more in one area than anywhere else in the US. There's like 7 within, I think, an hour and a half.
but you never go.
Crazy.
I'm just an asshole homebody. I'm gonna go.
You
gonna go.
are an asshole homebody. As somebody who has known you since you've been 14, 13, 14, 15,
I
Or-
appreciate that.
you've been an
Yeah.
asshole homebody your whole life. I
Thank
mean,
you.
you go out and party,
No,
but
no,
you
no,
are
no.
not into
That's
it.
not true. No, That's
I've
not
seen
true.
you at things. There are
Sean
photos
Does
of
all
you at
her
events.
drugs in the privacy of her own home.
I don't do drugs, one. And two, when I moved to Austin, I was out at a bar every single night, but two, when I was in the
Austin?
hospital for almost 10 years. I went out every night. Every night. I know we've talked about this, buddy of mine.
I know.
He's wearing a Nick Curran shirt.
In the low life.
But no, I literally went out every night. I would not stay home once at all when I at all. So, but I was a homebody, like kind of, because I would sleep until like 3 p.m. every day in my 20s.
Yeah.
But no. But yes. When I was a teenager, definitely. And you know, me in Austin, I wasn't like hanging out with a billion people partying. It was I sat in the back of Jackalope watching horror movies nonstop, and then the 5 other regulars that were at the bar every night were there too, chain smoking cigarettes and eating burgers with me. But we never like.
I mean, that sounds like
just comment about the movies with each other. You know,
Little did you
Jeremy
know.
tried to buy us drinks or talk to us, we just would tell him to fuck off because we were watching the movie.
See, you were in training for Monster Candy Podcast.
Yeah,
That's what you were
definitely.
doing.
Oh yeah, I've been in training for that like most of my life.
It's perfect.
So happy to be here now.
It's finally realized.
Well, you need to
Your
get
ultimate
the goddamn
form.
driving soon.
You should.
Okay.
It's worth it.
I
It's
will.
worth it. But like, look
I will.
for the right movie. Look for something that seems like it would be fun at the drive.
Which
No, I
is
mean they have
part-
great lineups.
It's part of the reason why Shotzi is not here with us on this one. She did not get to see it. She didn't get to see it. She was trying to see it in the theater.
Oh, gotcha.
She wanted to see, experience it as it should be. I was lucky enough to be back in Pittsburgh. I got to see this the day after it opened, so in the theater. So.
Interesting.
But
That's cool.
but before we get into that,
Yeah.
it's time for
Horror news.
Thank you, Shotzi. Hey, we always keep a little bit of our hair. And
Yeah.
just a little bit of her hair.
Yeah, E is currently knitting with a ball of her hair. It's super weird, but the scarf is going to be rad.
Let me tell you.
It's very loud and obnoxious and green.
Yes, and I still find red hair from when it was red in things as today. It's probably a shirt I haven't worn in fucking I don't know how long. Unfolded, and I'm like, oh, there's a red hair. Jesus Christ. Can't get rid of it. So
Little gifts women leave for you.
Girls are gross.
girls are
Oh, girls are so gross. Girls'
Mhm.
bodies are the worst. I mean, the fucking worst. They're like,
We don't wanna
"Let's make
talk
these
about the blood
attractive
clots,
things just be
okay?
gross. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, why not? We're a horror podcast. Let's
Yeah, I
talk
mean, we
about
should,
some
why not?
fucking blood
Let's go there.
clots.
That's horror news, which technically we started a few minutes ago and have not started. Who has any horror news?
I do.
All right, Oubliette, what do you
I
got?
do.
What do you got for us?
I can't remember. I feel like maybe one of you guys might have brought this
I
up
can't remember.
before. Well, I feel like one of you guys might have told me this or perhaps touched on it, but it's finally going to happen. So have you guys ever heard of the George Romero movie, The Amusement
Yes.
Park?
Yes.
Okay. So that comes out this Tuesday.
Oh, what? I didn't know that.
Yes. Shudder's having a special thing for it. The 8th.
Okay.
That's awesome.
So do you know what it is, Dom?
No, I remember there was a project that from his files, right? Wasn't that what it was?
Right.
It's a long lost movie that never got like a release.
Yeah.
So.
The Lutheran Service Society of Western Pennsylvania needed someone to create a short public service film addressing the plight of the elderly in a society that worship the youth. And they hired him for less than $40,000. And apparently his take on it was so shocking that they decided to never use the film and just like shelved it. But yeah.
That seems, I guess that's on brand. That's awesome.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I guess he wanted to be an avant-garde artist at the time and was not interested in horror any longer. So this apparently takes some sort of interesting kind of artsy path. But I'm very curious.
Yeah, it's a while ago I mentioned it on Horror News about them finding it. Yeah, it'll be interesting because it's supposed to be about an old guy who kind of what he's dealing with dementia. I think it might be at an amusement park, so he kind of gets disoriented and lost in an amusement park, basically. Older gentleman. So,
That could be cool.
yeah, they're having a bunch of releases like all over the country. They haven't announced one for Pittsburgh yet. Seems a little weird. So I'm hoping that while I'm back, because by the time this comes out, I will be back. But they have something for a few days. I'll be back and get to go to. So we'll see.
Yeah, I hope that
That'd
works
be
out.
cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll be, doing some stuff for the gram if it happens,
Well,
as the kids say. Gotta do it for
Yeah.
the gram.
well, everyone
Yeah.
be on the lookout on that on Monster Candy. What is our Instagram? It's just Monster Candy
Yeah,
Podcast.
Monster Candy Podcast.
Yeah. Everyone should follow us. If you hear my voice and you don't follow us, Oubliette's going to come over to your house and shit under all your trees.
No, in the pizza boxes. In the pizza boxes.
In the pizza boxes. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter,
Twitter.
and Slasher on the Slasher app.
Yeah, you should look up Monster Candy Podcast on Twitter. It's like Monster CNDY PC or something like that. Yeah, something weird. But whatever, you can still find us. Everyone should find us. So okay, so what else? What else we got? That's awesome. So everyone should be on the lookout for that. See an avant-garde Romero film. Sure, that's going to be amazing.
What is there? Did you have anything, Dom?
A couple things. Evil Dead Rise director Lee Cronin has stated that posted on his I think he posted on his Twitter that Evil Dead Rise has started filming in New Zealand day one. So that's pretty cool. I guess they're going to expand it. It's going to be at New Line Cinema, and Lee Cronin, who did The Hole in the Ground, just started filming in New Zealand. So it's going to be interesting. Variety broke the news. And I guess it builds off the original trilogy rather than the 2013 reboot, which, I really love that 2013 reboot, but I think they kind of went about this all wrong. Like, I think they had all the right ideas in that movie, except for like rebooting it. They should have just made it in the universe. I don't know what they were thinking, but that was 2013. So, but they're bringing it back to New Line, and they aren't really saying anything about what's going on with it, but it's going to be awesome. It's going to be good.
But it's supposed to take place in the city, so
yeah, I'm into it.
I want it to do well. I really do.
I think it will. I think if Campbell and Rami are overseeing it, if they are involved, it's going to be fun. I mean, like the 2013 reboot was a great horror movie. It had all the elements of Evil Dead. I guess I think I wish it had just been in universe rather than a reboot. But I mean, like the practical effects were fantastic. The acting was fantastic. I mean, if anything, if they'd have just made some adjustments to being in world, it would have been great. I mean, the reboot part is the only annoying part, and apparently that derailed the deal, I guess, eventually, because they intended to like make it a trilogy. They intended to do more, but then it just died on the vine. Now they don't talk about it, which is unfortunate because I thought it was a good movie.
We'll see. Something like that, like a movie like that, I think is better suited for how we talk about the claustrophobic kind of thing where, if the whole thing can happen and the whole world be the wiser to it. You know what I mean? Because
I think you could do that in a city. I think there's urban tales, those dark little faraway places under buildings. There's lots of little evil things that happen in a city that no one's of the wiser. And I think you could capture that same quality.
Yeah. I mean,
if you approach it right.
Shitty New York apartment or something. And
I mean, like I said, if it's something like that where it's in the city but it's technically happening.
Yeah, like I could see it in a shitty basement apartment sort of scenario in a city. But yeah, if it's just open world running around the city, it's stuff like that. When you get into certain it's hard to make it work, even if it's the silliest, most crazy movie ever. It's like
unless
there are ways to go too far.
They go the Ash versus Evil Dead route.
It was just
to
absurd.
Where it just gets, fucking mayhem in the city.
Yeah, it's just
no, totally.
absurd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that whole series was just like, let's take this and have fun with it. But I'm really curious as to what qualities, because I feel like with the reboot, they tried to just capture the horror and make a horror movie without really the humor and fun. And then in Ash versus the Evil Dead, they kind of just took the fun and ran with it, which I think was the better path of the two. But I'd like to see them walk the line. I mean, there's so many other movies that have done that really well. I'd like to see them use it. I'd like to see them weave into a scary moment, but then humor to lighten it back up and then kind of come back in and out. Like, I think you can do that. I'm gonna watch Ash versus the Evil Dead again. I have that whole series downloaded and I loved it.
Yeah.
But
season 2 is still a little weird, but as a whole,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah. But I think honestly, I can't blame them for wanting to turn Evil Dead into a larger franchise that keeps going. Like, I get that. Like, I get it. Like, I get why they're trying so hard. They're just trying to find what element works that doesn't involve making Bruce Campbell uncomfortable. But I mean, I think that they're clearly trying to get it to go beyond him. And he's like, I'm not doing this again. But I mean, he's an older man. I get it. But I would like to see, I think they have a cool universe. I'd like to see them keep going with it. I mean,
I'd like to see him, like you said, keep it in that kind of slapstick horror universe. So
Mhm.
making it like, we're going to do the dark version. This is the dark universe.
I think that's what they tried with the reboot, and I think they realized that people liked it. I think most people I think were like how I feel about it. Like, they respected it, but it wasn't what they were looking for, but it was good. But like,
I expected it to be way more, at least like Cabin in the Woods, than it was.
Right.
Mhm.
Like, I felt like it wouldn't be quite as slapsticky just because, it's hard to translate nowadays that sort of feel in a movie, but at least movies like Cabin in the Woods, I felt like were a lot more fun than the Evil Dead reboot.
yeah, it felt like if I was to make if I was to line it up with the comic series, it felt like an annual like comic or a what if, like kind of a varied, like, here we took all the elements and redid it in this whole new version. And it's like, it's great, but it's not the one that you go, yeah, this. It's like, yeah, I mean, it's in there. I feel like that movie became what they originally intended the first Evil Dead to be, but never quite got there, and then ended up coming in the humor zone. And then, yeah, I mean, it's clearly, I hope they find the balance for this new stuff, because I'd be down for 20 Evil Dead movies. They can keep this universe going as long as they want. What would you guys say if they took the characters, like the two younger characters from, or anybody not Bruce Campbell from the series, and put them in this movie? Like, what if that was the surprise of this movie as they kept that going? Would that be worth it?
That could be cool, I guess. I like Patch the Torch scenes.
Mm-hmm.
As long as they kept the characters, you know what I mean? Like Pablo and, where they're like wisecrack, goofy.
Yeah.
Like, as long as they kept them like that, I'm for it.
Do you think it's worth them trying to do that? Or do you think, if it was you guys, like, for each of you can answer, but if it was you, what would you do? Would you try and grab those actors and keep it going in a new adventure? Or would you just go, no, fuck it, we're going to just do it again?
I would totally piss people off, but I would market it like how they marketed Scream having Drew Barrymore in it, even though she's not like, the lead in all the Scream movies, but I would market it as a Evil Dead movie that had Bruce Campbell in it, and then literally have him only in it the first 10 minutes and have him just get fucking murdered, or have him like, go off on the sunset passing the torch sort of thing, like, I'm out of here.
I think that's kind of what he did at the end of that series, because he's in the future. Yeah. He's in some sort of weird, very-ish future of apocalypse. But
I mean, I would find like a ringer and find someone that, wouldn't just try to be Bruce Campbell, but somebody who would be as iconic and epic as him, and not really promote that part of it in the movie, to where initially people would be like, what the fuck did I just buy a ticket for this for? And then all of a sudden this kind of character could emerge out of it.
Nicolas
Enter
Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
I knew you were gonna
Yeah,
do it.
Nicolas
I knew you were
Cage.
gonna say it.
Yeah.
Like you were just setting him
Yeah.
up for Nicolas Cage.
Exactly.
And it's Nicolas Cage. Ah,
I was thinking someone younger, maybe like Nicolas Cage's wife.
Yeah.
Oh!
Hey, let the lizard people have their games. Okay?
Just kidding.
I would like to see that. I would totally see. I mean, I thought that there was a good chemistry. You know, if anything, Pablo was a little overdone, but I think the two sidekicks were pretty rad, and it would be fun to see them in their own movie. I would do that, but I have a feeling they're not going to go get them. They're just going to do a brand new thing. I think I'm almost positive.
Which is fine. Like I'm for it as long as they keep it in the Evil Dead vein.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, Demon Hunter's cruising around trying to find all these monsters rising up. There's a lot you can do with that. So, but whatever.
It's gotta be fucking. Gotta have just the wise ass hero in it.
There's so few people can do a Bruce Campbell tonality though. Like that walking the line of swarmy and funny and sarcastic and stupid. Like you're mixing Homer Simpson with like George Clooney and some of this stuff. It's like it's a tough line to walk. I don't see a lot of actors. We've talked about this before, but I don't see a lot of actors being able to do it.
Did you guys watch The Wrath of Man, that new Guy Ritchie film?
No, I haven't seen it.
So if you do, there's the guy who owns this armored truck company, and I swear he was just trying to be Bruce Campbell. It was really weird, but like
who will now be known on the rest of this podcast as Bill Campbell.
I know. I just started because I'm looking at something that says Bill behind my
Bill Campbell. Bill Campbell.
laptop.
You know who did a good job, and I can't remember the actor's name, but the main zombie in Z Nation.
I haven't seen that.
Wait, what the main
zombie, the main guy,
Oh, the guy who's a zombie that still has his mind.
Yeah, he did a good.
He did a good job of that. He was a dirtbag, but he did a
Right.
good, like, subtle dirtbag.
Right, you know. So there's.
I like Z Nation. Z Nation is like watching some of the video games come to life. I think that show. It's
Oh, really?
yeah. It's kind of funny. It's made by the people who do like Sharknado and all those kind of fucking things, but they actually hit gold with this show. Like it for a long time. I think they lost their way eventually, but the first season is really good.
Imagine Army of the Dead, if you have seen it yet, but good. That's Z Nation.
Yeah,
We
we're gonna
need to do that movie.
We're gonna do an episode on Army of the Dead. We will.
Oh, I have to watch it.
Well, I mean, you
Fine,
know,
I'll watch it. I was gonna watch it. I'll watch it.
Yeah, I mean, you really don't. That's the beauty of that movie. You can actually not watch it and still.
But then I heard something that the stuff people hate about it, they're gonna do some alternate reality, big world shit. Now I kind of want to see it, but it also makes me mad at the same time. So I'm feeling internally conflicted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about
As I
all
do
that.
a lot.
But
did you see it, Tom?
Yeah, I saw Army of the Dead. Yeah. I have things to say about that movie. But I also I think, have you ever played the Left 4 Dead video games?
One of them real briefly.
Yeah, they're really good. They were great. There was Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead 2. I feel like if those were a TV show, that's Z Nation. It's pretty much like it has that. It even has that feel. But anyway, enough about that. We've talked about Z Nation before. But okay, what else we got? Anything else? So
No, I was going to mention the Evil Dead thing too, but so I don't have anything else. Oobliette, do you?
No, there wasn't anything that interesting. There was that one director that did the Chappie and District. What was it? District 9.
Neil Blomkamp. Blomkamp.
Yes. After Chappie didn't do very well, and same with that cruddy Matt Damon movie he did. He kind of disappeared. He just resurfaced last week with a teaser trailer for a horror movie called Demonic. I don't know. I watched the teaser, but I don't know. You guys watch it, see what you think. I'm curious. I'm kind of curious because like everything I read about him, it seemed like his ego was kind of bruised after the last two, and maybe he was getting out of the game or reformatting. So it was interesting to see he wanted to come back because he had such a hit with that first movie and was kind of up and coming. And I don't know, maybe he'll come back with a bang.
I would love it because I actually like that guy. I thought he did
Back
a
with
really
a
good
bang.
job.
Mhm.
His short movies, he did a bunch of shorts for a while that you can see on YouTube. Like
Uh-huh.
Oat Studios, I think was him for a while. Like, so there's a bunch of short films that he did for fun and probably to remind people that he isn't bad at doing movies. But I do think he got a little caught up in, like, Chappie wasn't that good, but it was a good idea. I just wouldn't have used Diane word, and I wouldn't have.
Oh my God. Yes. Fuck, dude, that
I
movie.
I think that was a
Even
mistake. Like,
letting them try to act. Yeah.
yeah, I
Like
really wouldn't have. I wouldn't
paying
have done
them
that.
to do something.
Yeah, like, I mean, I get why they thought that was a good idea. They're all from South Africa. They thought it'd be pretty cool, but like, I think that they shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have mixed it. Just had them do the soundtrack or something. But and then Matt
Is
Damon movie
that dude in
Elysium,
prison yet?
dude. I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
He's like a ninja.
Elysium was the other one,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
I wanted to like Elysium.
I just can't watch Matt Damon movies. I fucking can't. Like, I can't do it. It's so hard.
How you like them apples, Matt Damon?
I'm sorry, Matt. You're probably, fun to hang out with or whatever. You are friends with Ben Affleck, and he's somebody else that I can't fucking even look at. So I don't know. I
Yeah,
think
he did
maybe I hold Matt Damon accountable for Ben Affleck, and that's my only problem with him. I don't know, but I've got a problem.
So
Ben
what he's been doing in this time is a bunch of shorts that were really good. The Escape, Raqqa,
Sounds like back on
Firebase.
track.
Yeah, that's my job here. God, Serengeti, Zygote, Capture, Adam the Mirror, Adam the Prophet. I watched all these. Lima, and God City and Conviction. I don't think I saw Conviction, but like, they've all been really good. So I definitely like, they're all just short little haunting sci-fi things. But I mean, I think he's really talented. I'm actually a huge fan of his, but I do feel like Chappie and Elysium were a bad turn after District 9, because District 9 is a great film. But I think it got a little too caught up in Hollywood. I think Elysium could have been good. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it was a different actor. Matt Damon, is it just me or is he trying to be Bruce Willis? It feels like he's trying to have Bruce Willis.
What?
I feel like sometimes Matt Damon's trying to be Bruce Willis and then it doesn't work and then he goes and tries to do something else. But like, I feel like he's tried to be an action.
No, he just needs to play Barney Rubble and get on with it, and then do whatever the fuck else he needs to do to live. I never got a Bruce Willis, but I don't know. Maybe I just can't see past.
No, I'm not getting a Bruce Willis vibe, but I think that's what he's trying to do. Like, a young Bruce Willis could have starred in Elysium and I would have really liked it.
And did you see now that Bruce Willis is like full on trying to keep up with Nicolas Cage?
Dude, what is up with that?
Shitty movies.
Okay.
Every new streaming movie is some weird sci-fi Bruce Willis movie, and I made the mistake of watching one, just feeling like it would be kind of fun. No, I don't even know. Like, he must have done something bad and has some debts to fucking pay and some favors to like come out with, because I don't understand it. Or maybe
I am so glad you brought this up. I am so glad you brought this up because this is real. This is news. What is going on with Bruce Willis? Like, he's in, hold on, I'm gonna look and see what movies he's in. Hold on, I'm doing this in real time, everybody.
He wants to be Nicolas Cage. I'm telling you, there is literally on my streaming service a subject that's called like Cage, Rage, and Willis Mania, and it's like all these new Bruce Willis.
Is that a genre now?
Are awful.
Oh my God, he has a ton of movies in production. Listen to this.
Yeah.
McClane.
I'm telling you, he owes somebody some serious fucking favors.
The Fortress 2 pre-production, Soul Assassins pre-production, Paradise City filming, White Elephant, Killing Field, Day to Die post-production, Gasoline Alley post-production, The Fortress post-production, American Siege post-production, Apex post-production, Reactor, Out of Death completed, Midnight in the Switchgrass, Cosmic Sin, Breach,
Yeah. So what's the one I watched? So I watched, okay, right around there. I watched Cosmic Sin, I think. I watched Hard Kill. Oh, so this was the one
I
that
see
was the
Hard Kill.
worst. I watched Trauma Center for some reason because I
That
don't know
sounds
why.
amazing.
Okay, I see. I see
And
it.
it literally is just him and this woman trapped in a lockdown hospital. And they have to escape 2 hitmen.
That's it.
Yeah, he like wheels her around. It was so weird. Just
What
yeah,
is
do you ever-
happening?
I mean, luckily it was only 80 minutes, but it was so weird. I'm telling you, he owes some people some
Dude,
shit. Like,
Cosmic Sin looks so bad.
It's
It-
unwatchable.
It looks so bad I couldn't believe it. And they're like, they have him in this like it's fucking another what's it called? What was that movie? Lilu Dallas, Fifth Element. And it
Fifth
is
Element.
just it's obviously done on somebody used my stolen MacBook to do the effects.
That's where it went.
Because that's what it looks like. I mean, if it was your like, okay, let me put it this way: if he had made this film and showed it to me, I'd be like, dude, high five, you fucking made a cool film on your own. But like with Bruce Willis in it, like I'm like, what? Who? How? Why did he do this?
Because he's
Yeah.
old and fucking bored.
No, I think that somebody caught him in some serious shit and has him by the balls. I'm sticking to my story. I'm sure that he's getting older and he might be a little bit bored, but he's Bruce fucking Willis. He could keep himself entertained a little bit better than this.
Time to check Jeffrey Epstein's flight.
I'm serious. Yeah, he did some shit because there's no explanation for these movies he's doing. Either that or like maybe all the directors are his daughter's boyfriends, or I don't fucking know. But there has to be an explanation that's not just he's bored or he wanted to star in them, because I won't take either of those 2 answers as an answer that can actually work.
Wow.
Especially Trauma Center.
Well, 2 weeks ago, they say, hey, Screwball, The Independent did an article called Screwball Disaster, Hudson Hawk, the flop that began the fall of Bruce Willis. So there's an article
I
about
liked
that.
Hudson Hawk. But Hudson Hawk is a breath of fresh air compared to this shit he's doing now.
Yeah.
Like, I can deal with Hudson Hawk. This stuff is just garbage, and not good garbage. I like garbage. This is just bad.
Screen Rant did a thing, every movie Bruce Willis regretted making. Here's a movie he's publicly regretted and why.
Correct answer. Everything the last 20 years.
Dude, what is going on, man? I don't know what happened. I like Bruce Willis, but holy shit, that is true.
Wait, so what did he admit he didn't like?
Let's see. Hold on. It's one of those things where it's forces you to. He expressed regret for being in Sunset, Striking Distance. He's spoken of regretted doing Tears of the Sun and The Color
Tears
of Night.
The Sun?
Yeah.
Tears of the Sun is a great movie. Have you seen it?
I feel like I saw it years ago.
There are not very many films where there is full on female nipple mutilation and labia trimming, and that one goes full into it.
He also regrets The Perfect Stranger.
We had like a high school substitute teacher in like history class or something. So of course the substitute just rents a VHS. That was one of the ones. So I saw Braveheart in high school and then Tears of the Sun from a substitute, not thinking this R-rated movie might be crazy. And I just remember us all watching there, and then there's a scene in like a hut where this guy just like mutilates this woman, and the entire class is like, and then he just turns the lights on, the movie stops, and he's like, okay, so we're gonna do something else.
Nice, that's a good save. That's a really good save. That's pro save right there. It's like, all right.
Dude, nowadays that guy would be in prison probably. People would be protesting.
He'd be complaining.
You know,
there would be a lot.
Canceled. He would never teach again. That man would never teach again in this school district.
He would be forced to make bad movies with Bruce Willis. I don't know if Bruce Willis can copy Nicolas Cage's situation.
No.
That's lightning in a bottle. Nicolas Cage couldn't get jobs, so he went out and made a fucking genre for himself. Bruce Willis is just doing cheap shit.
Yeah.
He's just making money. That's all.
And he's not as weird as
Or blackmail.
Nicolas Cage. Like, yeah, I think it's probably blackmail. So I'm glad that you finally are jumping on that horse. But Nicolas Cage is just so bizarre. Like Bruce Willis is just, a guy to me. He's a dude. Like Nicolas Cage is this like weird, fucking creepy, like enigma of a thing. Like I don't even know if he's a man. Like
Bruce Willis.
I don't think he's real. Honestly.
Bruce Willis started out being funny, charming, hilarious, and super sarcastic, and he has become a grumpy, angry old man. And
yeah,
the last few movies I saw him in that I even liked, he seemed like he didn't want to be there.
Well, he used to be like a cocaine loving when he was married to Demi Moore. I mean, they were fucking crazy, and it used to be a fun time. I think he's very much not like that anymore.
That's probably true.
I think he has like a lot of kids.
Yeah, he does. I saw a bunch of articles.
Just that can make you from charming, witty, sarcastic, fun, attractive to grumpy old man. So no, dude, don't fucking. You can't have a lot of those. Yeah, I got a lot of them. They kill you. You're a shadow of a person after too many, after one sometimes even.
I saw a series of articles about his daughter saying that she regretted and punished herself for looking like him, looking like him and not her mom. And that makes me really sad because, damn, that's harsh.
Well, I think Bruce Willis identifies as a man and Rumor identifies as a woman. So
that's
she didn't
fair.
want to look like.
No, that's fair. I get it.
Her dad.
I just feel bad that she felt like that. I know that she was not treated well in the media. His daughter,
a female looking like a
Tallulah. Excuse me.
Yeah.
It's not Rumors. Tallulah. Resented.
Norm at that time. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
No, I can understand that. When people used to say I looked like my dad, I'd be like, "What?" Ugh. Which I don't think he's unattractive, but I don't want to look like him.
That's fair. That's fair. He strikes a masculine figure, your father, so I could see that. All right, so that's it for horror news.
Wait,
I think.
Wait.
There's more.
One more thing. It's not news, but before we get into the movie, can we just talk about this? Is something that bugs the shit out of me.
It grinds these gears.
Yeah,
it chaps my ass, which I should really get on this segment.
Yeah, Screamin E's chapped
ass.
Chapped ass.
So we know social media. We got all these horror sites and people that are into horror.
Wait, is this about everybody copying you about the Nick Cage thing?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, obviously, that's goes without saying. But they'll post, whatever anniversary of whatever movie it is. We need to get something. All right. It needs to be either the release or the premiere. My opinion, it should be the premiere from the first time it has ever been viewed on a movie screen. It's birth, in my opinion. Because there's a zillion different premieres. You know what I mean? And then it's like, we get to choose which country, or is it the national release, or is it the fucking whatever, It just bongs because
it's so funny when you find out it's like something, bothers somebody so bad that obviously this is kind of popped into your head probably several times throughout the years. And it's just something that I have never at all even thought of. And honestly, even right now, don't care about it all.
Most people don't, but I'm like, because then you'll see 3 different people
and I'm sorry,
3 different dates. Like, and I'm like, guys, there can't be 7 different birthdays. I mean, I guess there can be, but there's only one birthday. You're born on one day.
Dude, so that's like people posting the Back to the Future meme. Like it's the day he went to the future, and we've seen that every day for like every month ever. It's not cool anymore.
Right.
It's true.
There was only one of those. One. And I don't know what the fuck it is because I've seen so many memes.
Well, it happened. Actually, the George Romero Foundation posted something. It was, one of the premieres or releases, Dawn of the Dead, I think, recently. And it was wrong. So they had to put out this thing like, actually, it was you know, and all this shit.
That's embarrassing.
Well,
Someone got
people do it all the
fired,
time.
hopefully.
People do it all the time, like Fangoria, fucking
I guess you don't
Rumor,
know that.
all these things. They usually do. Typically, it's like the U.S. release, right? Whatever day that is, but the movie could have already been out for a year in Europe or whatever. So it's like it's already been around. It's not really fucking. It's not new. It just bugs the shit out of me. So everyone, start with the premiere. As I said, so just fucking do it.
I'll remember that.
Yeah, I've never had that bother me, but I get it. And in that situation, I would find that annoying. Yeah, that's
But
weird.
like, if you had the choice, if you were gonna like, oh, which one am I gonna post or like celebrate? Would you celebrate someone's birthday fucking 3 months later on some
No,
day
the
that
premiere on the screen.
right?
Yeah,
Date.
so that would be. I'd consider that the initial release, the first time it was on screen.
Thank you. Me too. But apparently no one else does, and they need to get on this train.
I didn't know this was a thing, but I mean, I'm glad we're all on the same page.
I mean, it's starting to grow on me now as being annoying a little bit. So
You
maybe
think
I'll
we're
help
just?
you in this plight.
Do you think we're
Right?
just super empathetic
Yeah.
to E? Like now we're just feeling his rage. All right,
Maybe
everyone.
this, I don't know. He looks really cute with the sliding. Maybe I am feeling sympathetic. I
Maybe
don't know,
that
empathetic.
chapped his ass.
Maybe he's,
yeah.
he's hypnotizing me.
It
That
does
could be
chat
what's
my
up.
ass because it just doesn't make any sense. It's like it's
Right.
not new. It's already been around. Sometimes for literally like a year.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
Dawn of the Dead premiered in fucking Italy in 1978. But
We're supposed to
Oh.
care about that now. I mean, we could care about that if we were all Italian in Italy.
right. But I'm saying, and then you celebrate something that happened far after it fucking already premiered somewhere.
That is weird.
Yeah.
Fucking weird.
Okay, I
Anyway.
feel you.
So
All right,
that being said,
that's what chapped E's ass today. This is a new segment on Monster Candy Podcast. I'll throw one last quick one. Maneater is now available on Nintendo Switch. I just picked this up today. I'm pretty stoked. Game's been around a while. It's kind of rad. But Maneater is an open world RPG that lets players swim around the sea in the southern U.S. Gulf Coast, fighting against other sharks, humans.
Oh, I started playing this last week.
Yeah, it's awesome. As a giant bull shark, the story is that you are seeking revenge against the human who murdered your mother and left you for dead after he carved you out of your
it's
mother's
this
body.
Cajun fisherman.
Yeah.
With a funny name. So funny story. I wanted to play it. I've wanted to play it forever.
Me
ever.
too.
And I was like, I was like, once I buy it, it's going to be free. So I've been waiting. And then I had a couple days off. So I bought it on Xbox. And I fucking shit you not, 2 days later on Xbox Game Pass, which I have, they put it on there.
You're kidding me. That sucks.
No.
That sucks.
No.
It's been on PlayStation for a long time. I've eyed it, but I still play my PlayStation 4. I don't have a 5, but I haven't played it as often as I play the Switch because obvious reasons. The Switch is mobile. I take it with me. I'm running all over the place. So now that it's out on the Switch, makes me really stoked. I don't know. I like this. It's a shark. It eats people. It's got a murderous backstory that's right out of a horror film. I'm fucking all for it. So I'm very excited about this game. There's a trailer out. You can find the trailer on YouTube. You can find it on Bloody Disgusting talks
The
about
controls take a minute. I'm just going to
Yeah.
let you know.
it. Okay, that makes sense.
Because it's underwater.
So if you're looking for a good video game and you got a Nintendo Switch, Maneater's out. But if you have an Xbox or a PlayStation, apparently Xbox got it for free right now, or did.
If you have the Game Pass.
You have the Game Pass.
Yes.
Okay. So there you go. That's it for horror news today. That was a long one, but I think there's some good discussions about what's going on with Bruce Willis. We didn't really come to a conclusion. We think he's being blackmailed. Yeah, and then we know Evil Dead and a new Romero film, Lost film, and a new Evil Dead coming. So there we go, everybody.
My chapped ass.
Chapped ass.
And
Neil Blomkamp.
Chappie is doing some
Yes,
horror.
hopefully Neil Blomkamp can kick some ass because I'm a fan. So I'd like to see him not make a bad film. All right, then now we're going to talk about Godzilla versus Kong. This movie came out this year. Let's give it a proper read, right? Should I read the actual tale of the tape? I mean, I don't know if anybody needs anything. Legends collide as Godzilla and Kong, two of the most powerful forces of nature, clash on the big screen in a spectacular battle for the ages. As a squadron embarks on a perilous mission into a fantastic, uncharted terrain, unearthing clues to the Titan's very origins and mankind's survival. A conspiracy threatens to wipe out the creatures, both good and bad, from the face of Earth forever. So,
yeah,
here we are.
36th movie in the Godzilla franchise.
Yeah, and I have to say, I think of all, I'll say this right off the top, of all of the movies that the latest MonsterVerse has been doing, Warner Brothers has been rolling out with these movies. Started with Godzilla, King of the Monsters, Kong, and was it Kong or Kong Island or
Skull Island?
Skull Island. Kong, Skull Island, and then Godzilla versus Kong. This is the most, to me, true to the monster movies, like the modern version of like these Japanese movies. To me, this is the closest.
Because they're learning how to deal with people.
Yeah.
Finally, and realizing, you know, they don't need to give us these huge fucking emotional people stories because we want to see big monsters.
We don't care. And it of all the movies, this thing totally just goes, let's just fucking go for it. And I think it benefits from that.
Millie Bobby Brown still needs to not be in these fucking movies. I don't
People love her.
They do.
They love her.
And I understand why, but
she's a very charming young woman. Yeah.
This story, like,
I just picture you like running into her and punching her in the face now.
I picture that with him, with everyone. Like,
she's great. She's great in Stranger Things. It's just in these last two movies. More so.
Maybe you should hug her and pep talk her through it.
I'd be like,
then.
hey, man.
Just let her know.
So when she plays an emotionally stunted individual who barely speaks, she's great. But when she starts talking like a normal kid,
no, it's not. Yeah. It has nothing to do.
Who's endured an insane amount
no
of trauma.
No fault of her
own.
But her storyline like mattered even less in this one than it did in the previous one. And I'm like,
that was ticket sales. I mean,
well, yeah,
that, you know
what I mean. But I'm just like,
having her in it sells more tickets, and especially
like
the youth gets more people involved in seeing it and makes it more of a blockbuster.
I mean,
yeah. She's right. Listen to your friend Oobliette.
I know why it happened. I'm just saying, it's annoying. This also chaps my ass. I'm just like, hey, it's cool. Like, they're going on this like whole Scooby-Doo fucking road trip with her new buddy. I get it, but again, it doesn't need to be in here. And then you have like her dad.
He was in it for like 2 minutes.
Right. But is actually like working in the company that actually matters to this whole thing, and he's just like, oh, I don't go somewhere, I don't want you to get hurt, and then you don't see him for another fucking hour.
You think he got cut from the movie? Yeah,
I don't know. And then he's like, and then in where were they at, Tokyo or fucking wherever? Oh, in a
Hong Kong,
you know, an apocalyptic fucking disaster, they just happen to run into each other. Like, oh,
that was
shit.
awesome.
I'm like, fuck. In a city of 1 billion people. Oh shit! Oh man, what luck! Oh, here you are. Oh,
yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, well, they played with a lot of distances and chances in this movie. Like, let's be honest. Like, it took a while to get to the center of the Earth, but it took no time to get out of it.
Oh,
so like,
you mean Hollow Earth?
Yeah,
Hollow Earth. Yes.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad it was only in there for like, that was only like a 10-minute long thing.
Was it only 10 minutes? It felt like a lot longer than that.
That felt like an hour.
Yeah, I wasn't.
I think collectively,
I didn't hate that, but I mean, that's where we lived for a while when we were there. It felt like it was like a good chunk of the movie.
I think collectively, like if you cut out them switching back between other scenes. It was probably only like 10 or 15 minutes they were there. But
That's probably true. That was the
Yeah.
time where they were really like flipping around a lot.
they were going
And
between
yeah,
that
building
and-
some stories that made no sense, like the
Right.
her thing and finding, what
It-
they were building.
and I'll get this other thing out before I start to get into the stuff I liked about them. Who the fuck built all those statues of all the Kongs? Was it all the Kongs?
It was the Kongs. I had the
Yeah.
impression it was Kongs made
Oh,
the
down in Hollow Earth? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like their kingdom.
But
Yeah.
I mean, like, really?
Or maybe
Come
they
on.
made their servants and things below them make them for them.
I'm kind of bummed that there weren't more Kongs in the Hollow Earth. I was kind of hoping for.
Same. I want
I
at
was
least
like-
one to roll out and be like, "What up, King?
Yeah, I was waiting for Kongs.
Kong, you're back."
I wanted
did.
other giant Titan gorillas to be down there. I didn't need a society, but I mean, the fact that there was none, I was like, why? Wait,
So
the
who's-
whole movie we're talking about getting him to try to use him to go to Hollow Earth because that's where he's from, and it's clearly where he's from. But then they were just like, nah, that's it. He's the last.
I
I
mean,
was
can
like-
we talk about how sad that is for poor fucking King Kong? They
Yeah.
Right?
fuck with him and then they trick him and then they finally get him down there.
King Kong.
Yeah, and he thinks he's gonna see his family, and then he doesn't even see his damn family. And then
That
he
was
has to
actually
fight.
sad. I was
Yeah.
like,
He has to
Wah,
fight.
wah.
He has to
He's
fight for
fucking lied.
dickbag humans after all that, and now after he finds out his family's dead. It's bullshit.
and he
did
happened to
appreciate-
be.
Oh, good. Though.
Oh, I was gonna say, and he happened to be under Hong Kong at the time, like
Right.
exactly under
Right.
Hong Kong.
Well-
I was
Well,
like,
see, Hollow Earth has many entrances and exits. It just depends on where you want to go, and you kind of just figure it out.
Well, that's because
The right
because it's
door.
in the middle, so it can come from
Yeah.
anywhere. You
kind
know?
of
Whoa.
skinwalker ranch bullshit is this? Look, this doesn't make it.
That's science.
It is science. If you drill through the earth from any point,
Ready?
you're gonna hit the middle of it.
Yeah.
But I did appreciate that he was very Oobliette demonstrated.
Slow.
All right. Oubliette has gotten a globe.
If you're in the middle of the globe, it's a smaller circle. Like even Hollow Earth is a smaller circle. So maybe within a mile radius, you could get to all of this.
Yeah,
I
Maybe
mean,
less than a mile.
you're in the middle, so you're
I also like how much everybody else was fucked up by going to Hollow Earth, but Kong
Here,
wasn't.
I got it. See, look at here's Hollow Earth.
Oh,
in the
right.
middle.
There's the middle. Yeah.
See?
No, there you
Look at
go.
how little that is.
So
And
now
if
she has.
You're in Hollow Earth. You can make it anywhere.
So she has a globe that's kind of stylistically wrapped around the smaller globe in the center, so it more demonstrates.
This is a star chart.
when
yeah.
when you are
Whatever you
in the
want to call
middle,
it.
Yeah, star. Oh, it's star. Okay, it's
But
a
yeah.
star chart. Okay.
But
you're
yeah, in the middle, you're a little
equidistant.
tiny Hollow Earth.
You're equidistant from everywhere. So
That
Yeah,
is
I get
true.
that, but it's also
Closer
just.
together.
It seemed, and it also seemed like, hey, I'm all for Godzilla being badass, and he is, but like he shot his breath down to Hollow Earth to happen to hit Kong, try and hit Kong, and that was, I couldn't decide whether that was absolute garbage bullshit or awesome. I think it was both. Like this movie kind of walks that line the whole time, of like, yeah.
wait. Yeah.
I do like that it did seem like Godzilla was holding off at first, and like everyone was like, who would win between the two? And spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, why are you listening to this podcast without seeing it? But like Godzilla wins and makes it very clear that there is no question that Godzilla would win. I like how they were like, yeah, no, Godzilla was fucking around. And then when he got serious, he's like foot on King Kong's head.
So this movie
So-
was like a big turnaround for me. Like I have a version of Godzilla tattooed on my arm, and I actually became a big Kong lover more than I ever have on this one.
Yeah,
It was a
I-
good.
I
It was a
mean,
good film for Kong.
I appreciate that they made him a little more ape-like in his movements as far as running and shit. I was like, finally, he's an ape. But as we're talking about Hong Kong and everything, which I've never watching these movies, I never even put it together. Why are they dealing like those are Japan movies? Why the fuck are they in Hong Kong?
Somewhere new, man. I don't know. There's obviously a reference there.
Let me put my tinfoil hat on.
Well,
'Cause
I will
that's where
say
the bad guys are.
there's
we
a
all know.
yeah.
And
Why?
they don't like, and this franchise hates Chinese people.
Wow.
I
There's
wasn't gonna
a
go. I was gonna
whole
go.
that. Oh,
I was gonna go. Oh,
I thought you were
because there's
leading
a
me there.
no. I was gonna go because there's a certain government that loves their movies and loves to make movies and money off of these movies over in a certain area of the world, which just happens to be China.
There
Anyway.
is a lot of there's a lot of things in this movie that are references to old Godzilla movies, which I really appreciated. The old Japanese movies, like even those ships, like all of it was a reference to some other stuff. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised that there was, I don't know. I mean, look, it wasn't hard to beat 1962's King Kong versus Godzilla, because while that movie is campy as fucking fun to watch, it is a piece of shit. But like this was
Oh wait, this wasn't the first time that Godzilla rampaged Hong Kong.
Oh, really?
In 1995. I'm sure you've heard
Well,
of this. This was a big one. Godzilla versus Destroya.
yeah. Well,
It took place in Hong Kong.
they're still probably pulling strings in Hollywood, like, all right, give us our money, Hollywood. But
Yeah.
dude,
no,
you know,
totally.
can I also say I was pleasantly surprised, and I might have actually exclaimed verbally as I was watching this movie when they had Kong on the boat and they were driving him, you know, taking him to Middle Earth or whatever. The song that was playing, one of my favorite Elvis Presley songs, which is a super random song to have, which normally I figured they'd put like Burn in Love, or you know, it's one of the real popular. And I was like, Love in Arms, this song's fucking great. And I was like, hell yeah. So just picture the kid fucking tapping his foot, singing along out loud in the movie theater. And I didn't give one fuck. Because hail to the king, baby.
nice. So did everyone enjoy the fact that there was a story of a Godzilla King Kong war? I was into it. I was like, all right. Okay.
I mean,
and apparently they were exiled to the island. I guess that's why there weren't any down in Hollow Earth. But I disagree. There should have been some in Hollow Earth.
It made sense, because how else are you going to really tie these two worlds together? Because as far as I'm concerned, like King Kong is like a one-off tale. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
it works much better. It's much like a Halloween, like a Michael Myers. Like as a character, I think he's a better one-off character. Oh, he gets away or he dies or whatever. But
right.
Like King Kong, it's like, all right, this is a tale, fucking, you know, Beauty and the Beast and all this shit. And, oh, he dies at the end because, you know, he's in love with a woman.
Well, the worst kept secret
in wow. Of course he dies because he was in love with a woman.
Well, one of the worst kept secrets of this movie was Mechagodzilla.
Yes.
And Mechagodzilla being King Ghidorah, having one of the brains of King Ghidorah. What do you guys think of that? How did you guys like
I was really hoping it was going to be more of a whatever lab or fucking agency was making the Kong to destroy the world, to rule over the world. So they were making Mechagodzilla with, you know, King or fucking Godzilla skin to make it seem like Godzilla was doing the bad shit. And then, you know, and then him and Kong were gonna fight. But then we find out, oh shit, that's fucking Mechagodzilla. And then Godzilla enters and they team up, which they ended up getting around to that anyway. But
right. I actually kind of thought the same thing. I thought there was going to be some kind of bait and switch situation going on where one was the other.
I thought it was a simple approach to just make that Godzilla was losing his shit because he could tell it was Ghidorah in there, and that was what was driving him fucking crazy. And so like I like that, because I thought the same thing it was going to be. It wasn't actually Godzilla, but I like that it was Godzilla just going like buck wild on places and destroying them because he could tell that there was a Ghidorah. He was sensing Ghidorah there.
But I mean, aside from that, you know, I mean, they had to tie it in somehow. So the whole Hollow Earth fucking age-old fight between the Zillas and Kongs. You know, I get it. And then enter this fucking
Yeah.
Godzilla. But
How'd you feel about the story behind Brian Tyree Henry, who was Bernie, the crackpot with the heart of gold and loyalty, becoming a conspiracy nut, trying to expose everything? I mean,
he was right. So what's that say?
Yeah, that's true. He was.
Exactly.
To
It's
your
all
conspiracy.
true. It's all true.
I mean, again, kind of a interesting arc, but to the story, I'm like, you know.
I mean, this time I agree with Oobliette.
They needed to get Millie Bobby Brown in there somehow.
Oubliette said it
Well,
best.
she needed kind of a sidekick. Yeah,
Yeah.
she needs an escort, so it was bound to happen. And
I mean,
so it's so tropey having the conspiracy theory character.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think you said it best. They figured out to use characters to just move you towards the monsters. It's one of the shorter monster movies, under 2 hours. I felt like it moved really fast. The whole movie, it was like there was no dead weight here.
What I loved, and I was talking to an industry friend who actually makes these movies, and we were discussing how good the animation has gotten, because they're starting to do so much of it in the daylight as opposed to trying to cover it up with, at night, so you can't see anything and all that shit. So I was impressed, and to me, this movie had like the Meg type of feel. Like it wasn't horror.
Yeah.
I mean, it was science fiction, but it was more of a like fantastic fucking action movie with giant monsters.
Yeah. No, totally. It
Which
was
I
a great
appreciated.
action flick.
Yeah.
Yeah, the content and the storyline are fine, and everything looked pretty and big the way it should and extravagant. They did get into some emotional stuff, but I think they quickly went into fight scenes and other things to kind of make it not overkill.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the backstory between the two monsters is a little loose butthole, but
yeah,
they did what they could.
But the thing is, only the people who are like really true fans are going to care about that sort of stuff. The people, these blockbusters that the mainstream audience is going to watch, they just want to, they want to feel something, see cool shit. They're not going to care about the origin.
I did appreciate the 33 Kong fucking nod with him on top of it, like what resembled the Empire State.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How'd you guys like Godzilla's laugh?
I mean, that's the worst that's going to happen. I can deal with it.
Yeah. It was just sort of a.
These movies make me like Godzilla. I mean, we all love Godzilla. I'm a huge King Kong fan, but again, I like him more as a one-off character. But these movies are making me appreciate Godzilla more, because they're getting better.
Yeah.
The first one, out of three, they're starting to get the proportions right too with Kong. Like everything's starting, like the first one, super tiny head, huge fucking tank with like just trunks with like toenails sticking out of them. Second one, things start to get a little more in proportion. This one even a little more, like his feet are getting bigger, which doesn't make him look so fucking like he has tree trunks for legs. They still need to make his head like maybe one time bigger.
Yeah.
Because it's still so small. And seriously, if you had a fucking gigantic gorilla punching you in your fucking head, he probably would have caved his skull. So, but I mean, that's just me being super nitpicky. Like, I'm being a fucking dork. But
yeah,
they're getting better with it, and I like it. And the design's getting a little better. Each movie gets better. So.
No, I definitely think that if continuing it, they could have a great big franchise. And I'm excited to see where they go with it, because if this path, like you said, and trajectory kind of continues, I think they'll really hone in on these characters and how they should be, and how people should relate and care about them. That is, I think, true to the original brand in a way, but expanding on it.
It does make me kind of wonder, how are they going to go on from this? Because they both left like, all right, I'll see you around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, is there going to be another fucking tag team? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's going to...
I mean, it's crazy if they don't do more movies here. They have 2 franchises they can continue, and that's without even taking any of the other monsters and franchising them, because they're all still there. Like, I think they'd be nuts if they didn't keep this going. It's working, and I believe this movie was a success.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, are they
Oh,
gonna,
big time,
is it going to be like Tango and Cash Part 2, fucking Godzilla and King Kong? You know what I mean? Like, is this going to be the new buddy cop movie?
The new team up. I
Yeah.
mean, if they want to do a couple of tag teams and then they get in a big battle dispute and they decide to break up, it might be interesting. But I don't know.
I do like how they set up the Hollow Earth, because you can also throw Kong back down there
Mhm.
and then have another fucking Kong movie in Hollow Earth.
Oh, totally. They were really smart with that because, and if they bring in other monsters or other whatever from other universes, they just open this whole thing up with these, additional world. So, and shit could be going down there while it's also going down, with Godzilla up above or whatever.
I do not like, though, like, everyone knows about Hollow Earth now. You know what I mean? Like, not a secret.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, what's to stop people from getting back down? I don't know.
An evil rich guy is going to Jurassic Park it and make it into an amusement park, and that's going to be the next movie.
It's really funny to me because this movie represents like the diversion of an audience and critics, because the audience loved this, had a larger viewing audience than any other film was shown HBO Max since launch. 3.6 million households watched at least the first 5 minutes of the film in the United States between March 31st and April 4th, and 225,000 in the UK. And it grossed 436 million worldwide, breaking several pandemic box office records with a production budget of 155 to 200 million somewhere. So it was the 3rd highest grossing film of 2021. So it was a success. But but then
I enjoyed it, sure.
In the reception, as far as reception goes, like critical response, it's generally positive, but a lot of them bitch like, I know that nobody goes to see for the humans, but like it's kind of boring without any human relationships between it. And then like
negative.
they're like, I don't agree. I don't agree. And they're like, they just swats away character development and human drama to deliver the spectacle you expect from monsters slugging it out. So that's like, people kind of complain, like the critics kind of complain that it wasn't highbrow enough. Some of them giving it like 2 out of 5 stars and stuff like that.
And in what fucking universe would someone expect this to be higher brow?
Right.
I mean,
those aren't monster movie fans, obviously.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like a movie, like, oh, I want, the fucking drama.
No, and this one I felt had plenty. Like, you had the emotional connection that they had with Kong from having been around him, the Godzilla thing and this whole kind of almost protector thing they have going now. It's like, there is this love relationship with these monsters. That's enough.
I mean,
that's
that
enough.
was always the fucking point of these movies anyways. You learn humanity through these fucking creatures.
So it's, yeah.
And learn that maybe they're not the creatures.
Right.
People are dickbags, motherfuckers.
People are kind of dickbags.
So stop being dickbags. Everybody listening to this, just stop being a dickbag. Watch these movies and see how dickbaggy people are, and just cut it out.
It from Oubliette herself. Stop being dickbags. I should put that in the end of the episode.
Did you guys also catch the Lethal Weapon fucking Mel Gibson? I gotta put my shoulder back in place, my dislocated shoulder. Kong.
Yeah. So that, and the Die Hard jump.
Die Hard jump, yep, sure. I mean, I could totally see Godzilla and King Kong as a fucking Murtaugh and Riggs Lethal Weapon.
Totally.
Because even, Kong's got the gray in his beard. He's like getting his ass handed to him. He's like, oh, I'm too old for this shit. You know what I mean?
But then they need to bring in, like, what monster would be the Joe Pesci?
Baby Kong or Baby Godzilla. He's like, fuck out of here. No one cares
Okay.
about you, Baby Kong or Baby Godzilla. Nobody. You're the fucking worst thing to ever happen to that franchise.
So yeah.
Um,
I think. Go ahead.
Good. I was gonna say, I thought Godzilla should have been the one fucking off Mechagodzilla, since that's technically his nemesis. You know what I mean?
No, but it's kind of cool too. They took it from him.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll get mad about that later.
Right? Like, fuck, man.
Should have been me.
So,
well, they've announced that they're probably going to do more. This has been successful. They, let's see, Wingard, who directed this movie in February 21, said that I know where we could potentially go with future films. He said that there is a certain degree that all the film so far was to lead to this film. He added the MonsterVerse is at a crossroads, stating we're at the point where audiences kind of have to step forward and vote for more of these things. If this movie is a success, they will continue forward. On April 4th, 21, legendary CEO Josh Grode commented that we have a number of ideas for more movies. The same month, the hashtag continue the MonsterVerse began trending on Twitter. I'm sure they started that themselves, which garnered support from a lot of people. And Hollywood Reporter on April 27th stated that Legendary was quietly taking steps to stretch the series into one or more installments while negotiating with Wingard to potentially return to direct. And various ideas are being considered, with Son of Kong being one of the potential titles.
Oh.
And that would have been more helped if there had been more apes down in the Hollow Earth. So
right. This is where we find out that King Kong is asexual.
It's a girl ape. No, I don't know.
It's just a self-sufficient, reproducing being. Yeah, I mean, that does kind of throw a monkey wrench into it, since there's no other fucking giant gorillas to procreate with.
Apparently, Mechagodzilla in this movie combines various aspects of several previous incarnations, such as the Showa films, villainous and designed to usurp Godzilla as king of the monsters, Heisei, which has ties to a reincarnation of King Ghidorah, and Kiryu, which uses a biocomputer, goes berserk, and surprisingly agile. It also borrows character elements from the scrapped KAIJU Berserk, taken over by some force and turning against its creators. So it's pretty cool. I think, I mean, they're crazy if they don't just do, I don't know. If I was them, I'd be making as many monster movies as I could get away with.
Oh, for sure. I mean, and I'm all for it, you know. I'm a little, man, they set the last one up so good for Ghidorah to come back and have fucking Godzilla have to fight him again. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I was a little bummed that that's how they made Mechagodzilla. You know what I mean? I was just like, I mean, it's cool, I guess. But
I also like this. The director also stated that he really wanted the film to have a definitive winner. He's like, I do feel like there needs to be one. The original film is fun, but you do feel a little let down that they don't commit to a definitive stance. People are still debating about who won in the original movie, you know. So I want people to walk away from this film going, oh yeah, there's a winner. And I think there was. I mean, Godzilla won.
Yeah.
Period.
I don't know if there's a definitive winner.
Really? I think there's clearly a definitive winner. He's standing on King Kong's head.
He's standing on his chest, and he made his heart stop.
It's true. Yeah.
That's true.
He technically killed him, and they fucking. Can I give it up to Eric from fucking True Blood, Skarsgård, whatever?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Alexander Skarsgård.
Alexander Skarsgård. Yeah. Of course you can. You can give him all the praise.
I'm going to give him up to Oobliette as an offering.
I would gladly sacrifice him.
He's such a good comedic actor.
Yeah,
he's a good actor in general, but his timing and like he can play a fucking goofy, like aloof character, super good.
Yeah,
like a complete fucking nerd. You know, he's just like fucking 6'5". You know, fucking.
I think like 6'6", 6'6.5". But
you know,
yeah,
whatever.
Right.
Nordic fucking mountain of a man. And you know, but
Definitely.
he's like, oh, you know, this fucking goofy, fucking nerdy scientist. Who's what was the sign that they were saying that he thought was brave? Coward.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's another thing I do like. I did like the part of the little girl because it still
Oh,
keeps
the sign
that.
language. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It's still
Well, and it's you have to kind of find creative ways to communicate, and there is a lot to say with just random body language and things, but it was cool to kind of add that extra step in this one.
well. It was a different take on the Kong and his beauty. You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
just,
totally.
so which was good. Which the Peter Jackson film elaborated on in his version, which made it even more because in the original one he's just like, oh my god, that was way more of like a Beauty and the Beast type,
Yeah.
like simple, and then Peter Jackson expanded on it and made it more like they really got to know each other and everything like that. This one,
Yeah.
a different take on that. So I thought that was a cool idea.
Well, any other thoughts or things to mention on this before we rate it?
Yeah, if you get bored on YouTube, you should watch these videos called How Swedish Are You? That Alexander Skarsgård does, and it's fucking hilarious. Actually, a bunch of Swedish actors do them, and it makes me feel like I want to move to Sweden because some of the ones they answer are just like so fucking funny.
That's right.
Like they ask
he's
him
a good
questions
one.
like, if you're walking down the street and a stranger says hello, what do you do? And every Swedish person literally has said, we think they're really weird, and we wouldn't say hi back. And I'm like,
Are they like
maybe I'm Swedish. No, it's mainly like about how much they drink and the amount of coffee they drink, talking to strangers, just like random stuff. But it's funny how they almost all answer exactly the same in all these series of the video. But they're funny too.
in my world, in my mind, all Swedes look and act like the Swedish chef.
I have one bit of news to add that I didn't know, and maybe you guys would like to know. So the guy that is working with Apex to control and create Mechagodzilla is Ren, who is the son of Shirazawa, who gave up his life to keep Godzilla alive. They never delve into why he's kind of trying to kill Godzilla, but apparently in the novelization of this movie, which I guess there is,
His
and
daddy
that's
liked Godzilla more than him.
pretty much, it's stated in the book he shares a steep hatred of Godzilla, which stems from jealousy that's been brewing inside him for years. And when he was a child, he was always bitter about his father's obsession with Titans, particularly Godzilla. Feeling that his research into Godzilla earned more of Shirazawa's time than he did, he grew to resent the monster and his father. But it was the relationship with his father, or lack thereof, and feeling towards Godzilla that led him to joining forces with Simmons at Apex. To rather continue what his father did by protecting Godzilla, he sought to undo it by helping Apex destroy him with Mechagodzilla. It was his way of getting revenge on the thing that took his father away from him.
Interesting. And now he's dead.
And now he's dead. They're all dead. All right. So it's been a long one. What do you give this movie, everyone? What is your rating?
I'm going to go with I can't remember what I gave King of the Monsters. I liked King of the Monsters a little better than this one. This one was fun. So I'm going to go like a 3.3 cute, destructive zombie candy corn. 3.3.
3.3, huh? 3.3. Okay.
Which might be higher than what I gave last one, but I can't remember. So.
All right. That's solid. What about you, Oubliette? What do you give this movie?
I give it a solid 3.
Solid 3.
But that being said, like like we talked about kind of where they're going with these, and I feel like if they keep going the way they're going, it would definitely be higher. I really enjoyed this. I really love both of those characters a lot. But for me, if 10 years from now you were like, name every awesome like action blockbuster, kind of movie like this, I don't know if it would stand super high up. but I think that as the franchise grows, like these movies will continually become more endearing, and as they develop more, get better.
It's definitely the best monster fight scene out of any of them so far.
That's true. Which makes me, I mean, just for that one fight scene, it makes me want to go a little bit higher. It's just, it's like I'm almost giving it this grade, so someone in that franchise will listen and be like, all the next movies are going to be so much better, even though that won't, that's not happening. But I really believe it's going to keep growing.
Yeah, I think it. Yeah, 3 might be a little high, but I'm gonna stick with it. God, King Kong still looks like fucking Bigfoot. He still looks like Harry from Harry and the Hendersons.
Well, like,
to be a little more ape-like.
They need to fix that. And like one of the reasons I think, I'm sticking by 3 is before we went to do this, and I kind of, started thinking about the things I liked and didn't. I like had to kind of look some synopsis stuff online because there was parts I forgot. So I like the strong points were so strong, but the points that weren't strong, it's like if I'm already forgetting them and it hasn't even been very long since I watched it, like that's kind of the reason why I was like, maybe it's not as high as I think it would be.
I want to give it a 4 because I feel like I asked for things and this movie delivered them. I feel like all the way along I've said, look, I don't care about people. Give me the monsters. And this movie went, okay, here's the monsters. And they did it. Like, I asked for this and he gave it to me. Like, the director did it.
Honestly, if they took out the part where they were kind of trying to find and get to Hollow Earth and like coax him in, it might be higher. For some reason, like in that area, I think it kind of lost me a bit. It quickly gained momentum after that, but that, I don't know, that part was just kind of...
It ultimately was pointless. I mean, other than it revealed that they had a safe place to put King Kong, which obviously was the stinger they filmed, that they turned Hollow Earth into a outpost and Kong is down there. At the end of the movie, they said they originally filmed a stinger for after the credits, but then they ended up merging it into the film, and that's clearly it. But I think you're right. I don't think that was necessary here. I think that was trying to put a little too much in and spread, and I think you had enough.
They're getting better with cutting down the fucking pointless human bullshit in these movies. Like I said, with every movie they're catching on. I still feel like they're like easing people that aren't fans, like true monster movie fans, into the monster world. So they're giving them like, okay, the first one was all about fucking people. And then everyone was like, fuck all these people. There was only 20 minutes of fucking monsters. And then the second one, it was like a 50-50. And then this one, it's getting, it's like 60-40, 65-35, somewhere in there. You know what I mean? And it's like, I think they'll get there.
I mean, part of it too, maybe that part is necessary because it goes back to the originals kind of just showing that, and all of them showing that, people are dickbags, because at that point they didn't know if going that route was going to fucking kill him. They basically were possibly lying to him because they didn't know and trying to bank on the fact that he was going to be home and see his family. And then, so, I mean, I think it had a place, but the way they got to that place in there, it just seemed to drag a little bit in an otherwise very fast-paced movie. And Hollow Earth was beautiful, so I know why they wanted to kind of open that up and go there. But
and to that point, that also goes back to like what I was saying with fucking Millie Bobby Brown's whole fucking like side plot thing. That little girl and that whole connection of getting Kong down to the thing, and like you could have cut all Millie Bobby Brown shit out of it and just focused on the little girl and like, okay, we got to get him here, and whatever.
Oh,
she was emotional for everybody. Like that was enough.
No, and then even how they kind of find out what they're doing and the villains and whatever. I don't know why they just didn't go the old school route where nobody is actually seeing what they're doing, but you're flashing to what they're doing.
Right.
And like you're in the know, but nobody else is.
Yeah.
Why did some of their characters need to know that was happening? Like I think it almost would have been cooler if it was one of the ones where the audience is in the know and you're like, oh shit,
Yeah,
nobody
yeah,
knows
because
these
it
fucking
didn't
guys
go
are
in,
making
like,
this monster.
it didn't go anywhere. Like it didn't
I
go anywhere with her dad or any like
She didn't.
who
She
should
didn't
have
really
been the
help
one to
because
be
she
like,
knew.
oh
Yeah.
shit, it's fucking what's his name? But
I think I agree. I think you just hit something that I've been sitting here while we were talking, trying to figure out. Like, if this movie gave me what I wanted, why am I not giving it a 4? And why are there parts that I'm not really finding memorable either, even though there's some parts that I really love and I think, oh yeah, this is total popcorn movie, right up with Pacific Rim, just super fun. But I think you're right. I think the problem was, while they're getting better with human characters, what human characters they did involve don't really have a strong arc or story. And I think that they didn't, I 100% agree. I don't think they needed to create this long-winded story on how we discover it. They could have literally just taken the audience there and shown what these characters are doing, and in the end how it backlashed on them, and then the other characters just deal with the out result. I think we had, this is weird to say because there's nothing much to the humans, but there might have been too many characters with not enough of a deep story to drive them all. They're just there as plot devices, and it's a little too obvious they're plot devices.
They're place markers, and that's all it is. And like, if you think about some of the stories or movies, at least for me, I watched as a kid, that I was like, oh man, like they're actually the ones that you know what bad shit's going on and no other character knows. And the whole time you're like, when are they gonna find out that this fucking shit's happening? But with this, because they were there seeing it, I mean, even though they weren't telling everyone else, to me it took the fun out of everything when you finally saw him come out in the fight and everything. I don't know. Like, I felt like they could have built that up so much more. And
there was definitely
had
too
fun
many
with it.
cooks, too many cooks in the kitchen. Like they had too many of these main characters that they're trying to bring over from the last movie and put in with these new.
It was like a soap opera,
right? You know,
yeah.
It's like, okay, we got Godzilla's people, but now we have King Kong's people, and we all got to get them involved in this story, and then it just left like.
And every scene had to have a star,
right? And it was like,
yeah,
and it didn't need to. Like, you can see scenes where there's not a fucking main star. It's like, just let things happen, and you know, have these support roles. But what was weird is, like, you know, like you're saying, it's like every support role they were trying to make almost a main character
or a main plot line, and you're like,
yeah,
where's this going? Oh, it doesn't go anywhere. And why?
Yeah, and not only didn't they have any arc, there was no like resolution in any of it.
Right.
Like, what happens to all those people now? We just heard, you know, it's like,
well, a bunch of them are dead.
Not that I fucking care, but you know, it's like all for nothing when you're like, okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to be solid with a 3.5. I still am happy to buy this movie. It definitely completes my MonsterVerse collection so far. I hope they keep going with it. I think this is probably the best yet. Though King of the Monsters is pretty badass in its own way. I don't want it to sound like I would encourage people not to watch this movie. I think they totally should. It's probably one of the best current monster big kaiju movies, modern kaiju movies to check out. I think that's really, really cool.
It's still fun. Like,
yeah, it's super fun.
I gripes, you know, are just what.
It's
just what they are, gripes. But I mean, it's still like, I mean, I've seen it. I saw it twice in the fucking movie theater, and then like 3 times at home.
Yeah. No, I love it
because you can. There's rewatch it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
No, I mean, it's total eye candy.
Yeah,
it is. I'm probably gonna watch it tonight. Honestly, I was just like, I haven't watched it again before we did this episode. I've just watched.
Now that we talked about this, though, you're going to be watching scenes and being like, "Why are you in this movie? Why are you here?"
Yeah, right. You don't need to be here anyway. But I think we're all, you know, ironic. I did not think we were going to be in agreement on this, and we are. And I actually was expecting us not to be. But
this is the first time I'm the lowest mark, though. Now I feel shitty.
What was yours? 3. Solid 3. Mine's 3.5. Yours is 3.3. So okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty good idea of where everyone thinks. Better than average.
Yeah. I mean,
better than, you know, it's a good movie, solid, fun movie. Is it going to change your life? No. But will you have fun with it? Yes.
Good special effects.
Mm-hmm.
Put it next to the.
People are getting less. The people storyline.
The special effects are awesome
You
in
know.
that fight, one big fight scene.
Spectacular. Yeah.
Monster fight scenes are getting more. So hopefully with these, the next couple they make, it'll be fun. It'll get a. Oh, before we go, all right. I'm sure if anyone follows me on Instagram, you saw my new. I showed it, or you
Yes.
know, the new fucking King Kong. Okay, from NECA. God damn it, fucking NECA is gonna take all my money. So I got this. Was it the fourth Kong NECA's done? This time they gave him a fucking airplane and shit, and a movable jaw and all this stuff. So I was looking at it. I'm like, oh man, like it's so fucking cool. And then I was looking at the head because they comes with different heads you can put on. Anyway, I'm looking at it and I'm like, the difference between that one and the first one they brought out. This one has like actual eyeballs in it, not just painted, like really good painted ones, like actual fucking little plastic eyeballs inserted, which is fucking cool. Then I noticed this fucking Kong's brow, right? Super exaggerated, fucking sticking out. And I'm like looking at the difference between that in the first one they did, which is a little more realistic or whatever, but still, like the original movie. I'm looking, I'm like, and it's I'm fucking anal about shit like this. So if there's like something that's imperfect to me, I'm like, it'll drive me crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I go online and I'm like, I want to check something out, just because I know NECA and I know their attention to detail. And in the original King Kong, they had a few different puppets they used for, different times in the movie. And this one NECA did was the Empire State Building King Kong, at the end of the movie. And I'm looking at it and fucking comparing it to the actual puppet in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking dead on. Like the exaggerated brow, which is different from the earlier King Kong puppet in the movie, which is a little more subtle. And I was like, fucking NECA. Like they have some really good artists over there because they're fucking paying attention to detail like that. To something where it's like, oh, you just think they're fucking stamping shit out or whatever, and you're like, oh no, that's exact to the way the fucking puppet was in the film. So I want to give a big shout out to NECA. That's detail shit that most people wouldn't even fucking notice. But they're like, you know what, we're gonna make it fucking.
I have my eye on the Goliath gargoyle figure from NECA. I want to pick that up. It looks really awesome.
Yeah, I think right now they're for Father's Day, which I think they should be out right now. In Walmart is the Universal Monsters, Universal Studios, like Frankenstein. I think is out in Walmart right now. So
Nice.
be on the lookout for that, which is another good mold and design. Big up, NECA.
All right. Well, there it is, everyone. Thank you for listening to the Monster Candy Podcast review of Godzilla vs. Kong. We recommend you check it out, especially Shotzi. Go watch the movie. God damn it.
Yeah,
It's been out for the whole year, and and then if we do find out what Shotzi thinks of it, we'll let everyone know. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. This has been this is Dominic, Screamin E, and Oobliette. Have a good night, and we'll see you next time.
Good night.
Oh yeah.
What was it that you said earlier? What was it? You said something like bag of dicks. People are a bag of dicks. Eat a bag of dicks.
Yeah.
Don't be a bag of dicks.
Don't be a bag of dicks.
Monster Candy Podcast. Want to find out more about the show? Find us on the web at monstercandypodcast.com. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram by searching Monster Candy Podcast.
And you can find our Twitter at MonsterCNDYPC. Hey, we couldn't fit the whole name. What do you want from us? Let us know what you think of the show, and if we're right or if we're wrong, or what you want us to tackle next. We want to hear from you. Well, Shotzi and I do, but I can promise that E doesn't really care. To find out more about Shotzi Blackheart and her professional wrestling, follow her Twitter at Shotzi Black or her Instagram at Shotzi Blackheart. You can follow Screamin E's band, the Memphis Murder Men, on Facebook at TMMM official page or his Instagram at Screamin E. That's screaming with no G, add the E. For me, Dominic Davi, you can find my artwork at dominicdavi.com, my band Tsunami Bomb at tsunamibomb.net, and you can hear my other podcast, 3 Gigs, at 3gigspodcast.com, or on the same platform you're hearing this podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time on Monster Candy Podcast.
Suck my peanuts.